Good morning to you. Welcome back to Morning Live. Time for us to now take a look at your sports news in this hour. Well, women's golf has been on a steady rise in the last decade. In the last decade, it really has been humble beginnings, but has risen to a point where players from over 40 countries now participate in our tournaments. To help us talk about this, we've roped in someone who's been part of this journey right from the beginning. And good morning to you, Lally Standen. Thank you so much for joining us on Sports on Morning Live.
Morning, V. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Lally. Now let's talk about this journey of women's golf in South Africa. Since 2014, we've seen a steady rise in terms of the investment that has been made into the sport of golf for women. Talk to us about this journey and what your experience has been being involved in the sport.
Well, I can tell you that when we started the Sunshine Ladies Tour, I think a lot of people were looking at us failing, and they have been pleasantly surprised. We kicked off the tour with, I think it was 8 tournaments, and the full prize money was 1.7 million rand. And it has to be said that the sponsors that came in on that very first season are still with us. And I think that is hugely significant if you think about the commitment to women's golf in South Africa. This year, we celebrate our 10th year. We have 6 tournaments, all of which are still sponsored by the same people. And the prize money this year is a mammoth 16 million rand. And the reason why this is really significant is that we wanted to create a space in South Africa where we can pull a lot of golfers in from all over the globe to start their season and to give them tournaments with good prize money so they can bank some money going into the year, especially our South African players. It is so expensive for them to go and play abroad. We also wanted to play the best courses, which we have on our schedule. I'm sure you'll show it later. And we also wanted to create an opportunity for the rookies that are just coming into the program and for our amateurs to gain experience. And we have honestly succeeded with that. We are at Sun City today for the Supersport Ladies Challenge, presented by Sun International. It's being played here at the iconic Gary Player Country Club. And we have nearly 40 countries represented in an incredibly strong field for our season opening event.
Now, Lally, you've already touched on this a little bit, but I mean, when we look at the investment into golf for women, generally women's sports in South Africa, the naysayers will always want to focus on the lack of eyeballs in terms of people that watch women's sports, or perhaps just the interest from people. But we have seen over the years some commercial partners. I mean, one looks at the like of Investec, who have invested in women's golf over the years, and they've continued with the journey. How important is it to be aligned, for there to be an alignment between the sport itself as well as commercial partners?
It is so important, and I'm so glad you asked that question. When we launched the tour, Investec came on board sponsoring 3 small tournaments with prize money of 300,000 each. And then they came on board as the sort of end of the year chase to the Investec Cup to mirror what was happening on the men's tour. Every year they've been raising the bar. Currently, they are our title sponsor of our South African Women's Open Championship, which, again, another little bit of history. We're having our 30th one this year. And they also sponsor the Order of Merit, so the money or the points-based ranking list with a prize. They also award any South African who wins the Investec SA Women's Open with a homegrown award worth 100,000 rand. And when you add that up, it really becomes a fantastic initiative to inspire our young South Africans to go for broke. And there we've got pictures of Leanne Pace headlining the field this week. That was her 6th victory in the South African Women's Open. And she did it on the 6th playoff hole. Now, I've been in the sport 25 years, and I've got quite a few highlights, including being there when Nick Price beat Tiger Woods at Sun City. Leanne Pace's victory at Steenberg last year rates right up there, because once again it communicated to everybody that golf is a sport for all ages. She's 40, and she beat the youngsters to win that fifth title. And when I spoke to her yesterday, I asked her, "You're going for number 6?" She said, "You're damn right I am." It is incredibly important to have partnerships with sponsors, especially in sports that are not mainstream. You know, rugby, cricket, football, or soccer, they don't struggle for viewership. Women's golf has exponentially exploded in the last couple of years with the LPGA Tour and the Ladies European Tour going into a collaborative partnership. They now host tournaments all over the world. They reached out to us. We have 2 Ladies European Tour events here in South Africa. And for listeners who aren't familiar with that, what that means for the South African players is if you win one of those 2 tournaments, you essentially have exemption for the rest of the season and the next one. So that means almost 2 years of being able to play in Europe without having to qualify. You can just arrive and tee it up. And that is a massive incentive for women's golf. What I'm obviously very excited about, I work in the amateur golf space. And for me to see young ladies coming through the ranks, through the wonderful job that Golf RSA is doing in giving them international exposure, for them being allowed to play on the Sunshine Tour events and gain experience playing alongside the likes of Leanne Pace, Ashley Buhai, Nicole Garcia, Stacey Brachman, girls that have been campaigning abroad for a long time, to learn from them and then to take what they have learned there to go to the next level. And we've seen it time and time again. If you look at the leading amateurs over the last couple of years who won the leading amateur title in the Investec SA Women's Open, Kaylin McNabb is number 1 at her college in America. Kayuri Moodley is number 1. Kajal Mystery is number 1. These girls have taken this launch pad and they've really done an amazing job to further their careers.
And Lali, I love how you speak about the amateurs coming through the reins, because these are the Buhayels and Paces of tomorrow. But I also want to talk about interest in the sport from a spectator point of view, because we know that golf is such a niche sport and it's not easily accessible to everyone. So talk to us through that and what the interest has been over the years in terms of people wanting to come and watch these tours that we've got in South Africa.
Well, I alluded to our first season when we had, when we launched. And I think if we had more than 30 people at every tournament, and those were moms, dads, sisters, brothers, girlfriends, boyfriends. And last year at the Investec South African Women's Open, the fairways were lined. And that is extremely exciting. And, there's an open invitation for anybody to come. There isn't a cost to it to come and watch the ladies play. We visit several parts of the country. We play at Sun City. We also play the Jabra Ladies Classic at Glendower. This year, the Dimension Data Pro-Am, which has been one of the key tournaments, the long-lasting tournaments on the Sunshine Tour, the Dimension Data Ladies Pro-Am this year will be played with the men at Fan Court, all concurrently and televised. And that prize money has gone from 600,000 to 2.5 million. So a huge leap for that tournament on its own. And there we also have always had great spectatorship. And for me, it's exciting that those who come to watch the men don't have to travel to George Golf Club to see the ladies in action. They can do it right there. I also think what is not perhaps that well known is how much amateurs, and now I'm talking about your normal hackers, your businessmen and so forth, enjoy playing with the ladies in the Pro-Am. The Pro-Am is the tournament that normally happens ahead of the main tournament, when these guys have an opportunity to play with a pro, and they absolutely adore. The subscriber list for the ladies, Sunshine Ladies Tour Pro-Ams is overfilled. We don't have enough space on the field to put all these people in. And I think, look, one thing that I can absolutely say is that the Sunshine Ladies Tour has had a massive impact on women's golf in South Africa from an amateur perspective. Our numbers in women's amateur golf has absolutely exploded. We have more juniors now, more mid-amateurs now than we've ever had before. And I think that a lot of that is down to the girls getting exposed to these ladies that are coming from overseas, and that are, they're getting a chance to go and watch them. They are getting, a select few are getting a chance to play with them and then take that experience back. We had Ashley Buhai, after her win at the Rica Women's Open, talk to our squad and share her experiences. And what she has done there, Leanne Pace alluded to it yesterday in an interview, what Ashley Buhai has done for women's golf in South Africa, you cannot put a price on it. It is the knock-on effect of her victory there is going to be felt for years to come.
Lali, thank you so much for your time this morning, and we look forward to seeing what else you're going to do as you move forward with the Sunshine Tour. And of course, as our ladies get more recognition, and of course, we hope that that also filters over into the financial benefits for them. Do have a blessed day ahead.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, so that is, of course, Lali Stander talking all things women's golf in South Africa and just how much it's grown and how we've seen our women doing so well.